Hello and welcome to Operation Thunderbolt on the Commodore Amiga. And since I reviewed the C64 version recently, I thought I'll review this version. And yeah, there's some plot about hijacking a plane, but it basically boils down to just shooting as many people as possible.
Rescue all hostages.
Some rather naff speech, but otherwise this looks and sounds pretty close to the coin-op version. It's clear Ocean put a lot more effort into this version than they did the C64 one. Now, if you play it with the mouse, for some reason, yeah, it's not working too well with my mouse under the emulator, but on a real Amiga, if you play with the mouse, the game actually plays slightly faster. I think just because when you use the joystick, you can't respond as quickly. You can't move the crosshairs quickly, so I think they've slowed it down a bit. Which, to be honest, I think it makes it a lot more playable. It's just a bit less frantic. But if you prefer it frantic, then you might want to use the mouse. But I couldn't really get it to work very well, so I'm using the joystick. And one other advantage of the joystick is that you start with the laser sight right away, and you don't lose it. But if you play with the mouse, you've got to wait until you pick up the laser sight, which it can be quite hard going. But yeah, that's why I prefer playing with the joystick actually. And the joystick controls are handled pretty well. But it's definitely faster if you use the mouse. And again, it's more fun in two-player mode probably, but it's still pretty decent in one-player. As far as these crosshair shooter type games go, this is still one of the best ones on the Amiga, I think. I mean, it's pretty satisfying to play. It's simplistic. It's still pretty satisfying to play, and there's enough variety in the levels to keep you going. It's actually, what I'll do is I'll play it quickly with the mouse at the end to see whether it's just to show you how much faster it is. But I'm not sure whether it's more busy or if you played the ZX Spectrum version, it's really busy. There's a lot of enemy sprites on the screen, but it doesn't seem to be quite as many here. Okay, that was the end of the level.
Made contact with intelligent agents and obtained information.
I do find the speech here on these screens to be a bit sort of inappropriate, sort of jolly. It could do with being a bit more somber and gritty, but some guy sounds like a sort of bad local radio DJ.
Confiscate ammunitions and means of transportation.
So here we flicked the horizontally scrolling sections and so on. I think there's about I can't remember how many stages there are. I think it's about 4 sort of different levels, and they alternate between horizontal and sort of 3D pseudo into the screen. I'm out of ammunition already. Yep, so almost out here. But you can see the graphics are pretty smart on this level. What I'll do is I'll not continue, but I'll go back and... No. Where'd you quit? Yes. I'll quit the game and I'll quickly switch to the mouse controller. So, but as a conversion, it's pretty good conversion. As a game in its own right, it's still pretty good. I think you know, it won't take you too long to get sick of it, but there's definitely some fun to be had here.
Operation initiated.
Yeah, that's great. So I'll switch to the mouse controls, and you should see that it's quite a bit faster.
Gather.
Yeah, so you see it's quite a bit faster. But there's no crosshair to start with. You've got to pick up the laser pointer. But for some reason it's a bit erratic using the mouse on the emulator. Well, it is for me anyway. It's definitely a lot more frantic, but there we go. I've got the laser pointer now. It's a bit easier, but it's definitely more frantic. But actually, I find it a little too hard, so that's why I prefer to play with the joystick. But I suppose nothing can really compare to being on the coin op and using the real the plastic mounted machine guns that were on the coin op. And that's the way these games are really supposed to be played. Using a pretend gun, but this is way too hard. So that's why I prefer using the joystick and having it a bit slower. Yeah, that was way too hard. Right, so that's Operation Thunderbolt for you. Yeah, a pretty decent conversion, and not a bad game actually. I'll give it 8 out of 10, and see you in the next video.